performance, may we invite the President of MCAS, Brother Imran Kuna, to say a few words. Brother Imran Kuna, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu sayyidina mursalin wa imamil muttaqin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. See, they get me to talk when the food is on the table. I just smell the biryani and I came up. You see how unfair it is. I was just about to, just put my spoon and put one mouth and then they call me up on stage. MashaAllah. Anyway, honorable guests, brothers and sisters, children, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to you. Let me first say, just now I saw the two hosts. I've been seeing them from small. I used to be a bit taller. I was just joking to one of the colleagues there. Because I used to be taller than them. Today they are getting taller than me. And it's so beautiful to see them growing up and hosting this show. They're doing a fantastic job. And I think just now they were talking in Mandarin, they were talking in Malay. I was waiting whether they will talk in Tamil or not. Okay? Because I got a very culture shock some 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, before the pandemic, when a Burmese brother came up to me and talked to me in Tamil. I didn't know Burmese can even speak Tamil. And he spoke so fluently. I was shy because I forgot how to speak Tamil the moment I came as a Muslim. Because I mix around Muslims who don't even speak Tamil. That's how bad my Tamil has become, mashallah. Alhamdulillah, the Singapore-Myanmar club, which is part of Dalwarkam, I think I would like to better know that we are part of the Myanmar club, rather than the Myanmar club is part of Dalwarkam. When Ustad Jamal was saying to me that he is so appreciative that Dalwarkam has given this inclusion of the Myanmar club into the organization. I want to tell today that we are so proud to have the Myanmar Muslim Club as part of our organization. For that, you need to, appreciate it. Now, I have been with this organization ever since I embraced Islam in 2010. Before 2010, nobody knew who I am in the Muslim community. But I remember the very first day when I embraced in year 2010, and when I came for the iftar celebration. That was my first iftar celebration. People were listening to the story of how I came to Islam and so on and so forth. I walked down to the car park and I met Brother Yusuf and Brother Zimbo, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Brother Minso. And I looked at these guys. I saw them having a white towel, and until today, if you go for any iftar in Dalwarkam, you will see these people having a white towel over their shoulder and carrying table and chairs. So I was a bit curious, who are these people and why are they carrying this white towel on there? Usually Indians do it. If you go to, roti prata shop or mee goreng shop, you can see the uncle putting the towel on the shoulder, and every time he cooks, he wipes on the side. I don't know whether later he uses that as an ingredient in his food or not, but the food relatively tastes nice. If your biryani today is tasting nice, I don't know whether any towel went into the biryani or not. But what was the beauty about them actually inspired me to continue, and what I would like to say today is about volunteerism, to be a volunteer. You can see so many people walking around and they are doing the service of talking to you, providing you direction to sit where and all. I'm sure all of them are doing on a volunteer basis. And in Dalwarkam, his history, and even today as we are at a certain level, it is all due to the volunteerism rendered by people like you guys who has made it possible for the association. Today, when you look at MCAS, people are saying it is an organization which is filled with so many people helping us, especially when we do major events. And in the last few years, despite the pandemic situation, even though the COVID was there were restrictions. I would like to draw you back to the 2020 one iftar to you. A year that we could not do iftar at all. Everyone was sad and was saying that look, 2020 we were not able to congregate, to come together to do this, togetherness to break fast. What are we going to do in 2021? So in 2021, we felt that we needed a humongous amount of volunteers to come together, but to be able to share across their services island-wide, to go and reach out to 1,000 underprivileged families, to deliver 4,000 dulang, the big roll of food, over 4 weeks. The first response I got from my immediate committee was, you can't do it. And for myself, can't do it means I will do it. Nothing is impossible, right? And so we reached out. Would you believe the first group of people who says, okay, let's do it, not even telling me it cannot be done, came from your Myanmar community. That is how fast, how committed the Myanmar community in Dalwarkam reacts. And Brother Yusuf always, whenever it comes, or Brother Zimbo for that matter, when we need volunteers to come and help in our organization, they are the first one to tell us how many volunteers you need. They don't ask us what you intend to do. They ask how many people you need, and I can assure you they are one of the most committed, dedicated volunteers who have come across. Now, when I was the Vice President of Convert Development in 2015, that was the year we started to do a lot of outreach programs. We met a lot of volunteers coming forward to do it. In 2018, when I was the Deputy President, we went one step higher and we made many, many big milestones for the association. But then, we had certain crises within us. Some of them who came to volunteer came up and told me, Brother Imran, every time you call us to come and volunteer, we have a problem back home. I said, what is the problem? You know, our wives, and I'm talking about brothers, this is what reality is. Our wives are scolding us. Every time you all are at MCAS, why don't you marry MCAS and stay in MCAS? Don't come back home. So I told them, Brother, mashallah, I have the same problem. My wife even packed my bag and said, you stay in Dalwarkam. It's okay, you don't need to come back home. Then I realized some of the volunteers also had another problem. The problem is recognition. They do a lot of community work for Dalwarkam, but they are not recognized. They feel dejected. Or they look at a small group of people doing a lot of things, they start to compare. How come they are being commended? How come I am not being commended? Now I want to say this in this platform because this is actually the last event as a president of the association that I am giving. And I thank Brother Yusuf for calling me, because after this event, tomorrow is the annual general meeting of the association. I have officially stepped down and a new team of leaders are coming on board to run MCAS. And I will tell you, volunteerism is something people call it worthless. When we say worthless means you can't put a price on it because it's priceless. That is why volunteerism until today exists. And I can tell you, some of the volunteers here are far more experienced and they have done more than what I have done. But you know, the thing that I earn from this Myanmar Muslim club is the respect. Every time when I pass by them, they never fail to walk up to me, shake hands with me, hug me and say, how brother, how are you? I even get calls from some of the brothers once in a while during the pandemic to check on me how I am. That is the kind of relationship volunteerism brings us together. And I will tell you this Eid celebration. Last week on Sunday, when Dalwarkam honored some 12 individuals who built Dalwarkam, at the back of my head I was saying, look at the Myanmar Muslim Club. They are made of engineers, construction experts. These are people who build buildings. These are people who build machines. Have they built Dalwarkam to what it is today? You have. Don't forget that. New presidents will come in, new managements will come in, new leaders will come in. The generation will keep on changing. But your volunteerism to the organization is second to none. And one thing I take away with me this evening and for the rest of my life is the kind of relationships I have built among you. Some of you all I know you by name, some of you I don't know you by name, but the moment I shake hands with you, you know who I am. Now these are things money cannot buy. You know, there is a small story about the Myanmar Muslim community during the pandemic. I don't want to name the person. But this particular brother, when he lost almost everyone in his family, my first reaction was, and this brother is very close to me, my first reaction was, is this brother okay? So I gave a call to another brother to check on him, is he okay? To my surprise, to my pleasant surprise, I was told that the whole community got together and ensured that every day this brother is emotionally taken care. Now this is something you don't see on your daily life. All of us go through the pandemic. How many people call us up and check, are you okay? Have you done your due diligence for the friendship that you have created? I want to also share that in recent years, Dalwarkam has gone to a certain level. Our zakat collection has gone tremendously high. Our donation has gone very high. We are so proud of our achievement, but we cannot have done all this without the sheer determination and help from volunteers like you. So before I end this short speech, I want to tell you that you can take Dalwarkam out of anyone, but you can't take the volunteerism, the spirited energy that we have, the memories that we have from us anytime. And you know, in 2010, March 7, when I embraced Islam, today, 28 May 2022, it's 12 years. Every instance of my life as I moved, I have met various people from various ethnic groups, various countries, various lifestyles. I will tell you that one thing that has kept us together, regardless of who we are, what we are, how much money we have, how much of relatives we have, it is that beautiful moment when we meet each other, we shake hands and we hug each other and we look at our eyes and we say, are you okay? How are you? So Alhamdulillah, we are fine. So with that, I want to tell you, keep the great work that you guys are doing as a community, as well as being part of Dalwarkam. Like what Mr. Jamal was saying, the 25th anniversary is coming. I will tell you, I will look forward to the 50th anniversary, even if you are not around. But we always want you guys to be part of this organization because the organization values you and we will always remember you for whatever you have done for us and whatever you and your children will continue to do for us. This has been one of my most difficult and challenging decisions to step down at a time where I feel it's time to let the next generation of leaders to carry on. People ask me how many years you have been a president. I said 4 years. How many years have you been a volunteer? 12 years. Not a big deal. Brother Jamal is almost 40 years, Brother Jamal? 40 years. 40 years I think I will what I will do. So what is 12 years, what is 4 years? Some of us have been around only for 1 year. I will tell you, even if it's 1 day, even if it is 1 day that you have volunteered, you have done for the community, always remember, if you are able to make a difference in even one person's life in your lifetime, you are blessed. So it doesn't matter how long, how much, even if it's the smallest time in your life, somebody benefits you, somebody thanks you, somebody remembers you for what you have done, Alhamdulillah, you have a place on top. And I believe, for the short period that I have been with Dalwarkam, I have 3 priceless things to take back. One, people will always remember Imran Kuna, not as a president, but a person who carried table and chairs with them, sweat together with them, got our shirt trenched. I think Brother Minso, Brother Yusuf and Brother Zimbo will know how much we sweat until midnight. 2, For me, this is a beautiful community, Islam. As much as challenges we can have, I can tell you, the positivity of Islam, its magnitude is priceless. I take that with me until my grave. And thirdly, there is no way anybody will invite me and recognize me and respect me as how you guys have done. And that is something Imran Kuna is going to remember for the rest of his life. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.